Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. I am back indeed. I've been gone for a few months. I know if you're seeing this for the first time or if you're a new viewer, I welcome you. If you're an old viewer, old subscriber, thanks for sticking in and hanging in there, holding on for dear life until I dropped another one. But I was on a how you say hiatus or some sort of sabbatical of sorts. There was something basically that I wanted to do over the last 16 years that I finally took the time to do. Um, it took just about that amount of time. I was done by, I would say, early to mid June. Then I decided to, just relax, take a break for a bit longer, and now here I am. Now, obviously, not much has escaped me since I've been off. Yes, I still go on YouTube. I still have my ear to social media. So, I've heard about all the scandals. So this is basically a reintroduction, I guess, to reestablish the channel and, kind of set everything that you've seen in perspective from a different voice. So what I will most likely do is just go over a few things. I'm not trying to make the video too long, but I will touch on a few topics from the latest, work my way backwards. To of course maybe some of the pertinent ones. I won't cover everything, but obviously the ones that caught the eye of the public will be notable for sure. Let me just say that in my personal life, anybody that knows me knows that the last thing I want to do in reality is get off my throne or my high horse and come to social media on a soapbox sort of to have my views aired out. It feels like a waste of time, right? Trying to educate or speak to people who I don't want to say are less intelligent. That would be like kind of insultive, but they're programmed, right? Basically, that's the word. They're basically programmed into thinking a certain way. And that is part of the reason why I stayed off longer. More of a spiritual journey of sorts, right? The knowledge of self kind, right? Trying to reach that higher self, right? So apart from this thing that I wanted to do for the past 16 years, which took months to do a lot of writing, a lot of editing. I mean, I'm talking about sitting down and writing for like sometimes 6 hours at a time, taking a break, coming back to it. And then when it's all said and done, then you have to go through this thing line by line and edit it. Very long, arduous process. But I actually liked it. I didn't know I would like writing that much, especially everything just coming out of here, just flowing, but I actually do. But enough about that. I'm back. It's good to be back. I hope this reintroduction is a good one. I am not here to play any favorites, so everybody's going to feel the blade of my tongue. Pause. Um, Harris and Trump. Have I picked one? No, I have not. Quite honestly, Kamala Harris, or Kamala the Ugandan giant, as Brother Theo calls her, has played into for a long time the Indian card, right? She's been introduced as that several times, has never corrected the person introducing her to come and say, hey, listen, I'm actually black and Indian. Hello, for all my black sisters out there, my black folks. Yes, I am black. I have not seen that. If you could point me to a video where she actually did that, that would be quite helpful. But at the time that I'm making this right now, I've never seen that. She has been introduced as a person of Indian heritage and has just went along with it. Supposedly her father is of Jamaican descent and her mother is Indian. Whatever. Irrelevant to the point. She has been known as Indian. Now she wants to run as the first black female president, right? Because she needs the black vote, right? If you're going to get in, we represent a large part of that voting bloc. So obviously she wants to lean into it. And that's one of my problems with her. She wants to be everything to everybody, but where is the genuine you? Who is the genuine you? And as far as I'm concerned, the Biden Harris administration has left this country in a worse state than when we had Trump. As I said, I haven't picked a side. I mean, there's things about Trump that I don't like either. You know what I mean? And I haven't heard what he's going to do about the economy. All the people that have been let in by Biden Harris, what are you going to do with them? Right? Allegations of these people getting all kinds of debit cards with money preloaded on it, access to thousands of dollars in food stamps. I mean, all kinds of incredulous things. But what we know for sure is that they came in through those borders by untold numbers. So what's going to happen there? I don't know. Right? I have no problem with people coming into this country. Obviously not. I don't. Most of us here are immigrants. We came from somewhere else, or your parents were brought here from somewhere else in terms of black people, right? But all of us came here looking for a better life. And I don't have a problem with people doing that. Absolutely not. Did you go through the same process as everybody else? Were you vetted? Were you fingerprinted? Did they do your background, your history, all the, yeah. If you're going to come in, you got to go through the same thing everybody else went through. You ain't just going to slide in through the back door. Pause. Right? Nah. I'm not for that at all. Right? She's the same one that compared ICE to the KKK. Like, literally, that's what this agency was designed for. And you're telling them they're like the KKK. Okay, so I guess that's the KKK arm of the government. As per Kamala Harris. Those were her words. Look it up. It was at some sort of Senate hearing or something. Right? So I'm not speaking verbose. I'm not trying to build it up as what she said. No, that is exactly what she said. Now, Trump, okay, they took a shot at him. I don't know that this lone gunman theory is factual, right? Sounds like hogwash, sounds made up. This scrawny little kid, he had the rangefinder. Nobody does anything, nobody says anything. If it was my black ass out there with a rangefinder, they probably wouldn't have given me an opportunity to explain myself. Okay? I don't think I would have got that opportunity. No. At a presidential rally? Come on now. Now, was the explanation? I don't know what the explanation is. Was it a bunch of DEI hires, all those Secret Service agents? I mean, this is the top security job. I mean, apart from the intelligence community, obviously, like CIA, FBI. This is the top of the top. These are the people that protect the president. You're supposed to be the absolute cream of the crop. And this what you do? I'm sorry. That was a very poor showing. But again, it smells funny to me. Okay? It seems like they tried to have him lined up and then, let the bodies fall where they may. That's what it seems like to me. Right? From my observation, people are saying, oh, he probably set up to try to get sympathy votes. I don't know any of that to be true. What we do know about the alleged assassin and what happened before the bullets started flying, yeah, that smells like rotten cream cheese to me. Now, as far as his presidency, like I said, he has to talk about what he's going to do to the economy or for the economy, what he's going to do about the people that are here, undocumented. What is he going to do about all the people that were fired, canned during Cyrus the virus? Right? All these people that lost their jobs can't get back into the workforce in their line of work because they refused the Jim Jones juice. Right? What is he going to do for blacks? I don't know. What reparations, is that on the table? I mean, let's talk brass tacks. Let's talk dollars. You see, everybody, is talking about, oh, he went to the NABJ, he made a fool of them, blah, blah, blah. These people are talking heads in the media. What you want is a person who is not paid by any corporation, has a vested interest in seeing this company move forward. When I say company, I'm actually talking about the United States of America. If you don't know why, well, okay, inside joke. But seeing this country move forward, right? See this country do better. People will, oh, make America great again. Yeah, okay. What's the plan? What is the plan for putting millions of Americans back out there in the workforce, creating a robust economy? The Biden administration, obviously, they can print money whenever they want to hand out all this help to people coming from foreign countries. But okay, when you take over, what are you going to do for the American people? I don't know that he has a solid message. And to say that one is better than the other, I'm not falling for that, oh, vote for me because of the color of my skin. No, I'm not falling for Obama 2.0. It's not going to happen. And I'll segue into that with the Sonia Massey incident, right? It should have never happened. Let me just say it never happened. And to all the white folks who jumped on to make these videos so quick to justify what this cop did, you people are demons. Y'all are absolute demons. There is nothing that this woman said or did. I have watched this video like second by second, frame by frame. The entire time that he was telling this woman to put the pot down, the pot was on the stove. She reached for it when he was approaching a gun drawn aimed at her head. I don't know if you know this or not, but in the state of Illinois, whoever is a threat to you, approaching you in a threatening manner, doesn't matter who they are, you have a right to defend yourself. Look it up. And this is why I say, I don't want to say people are dumb, but they're so programmed, they're so dense, like they don't have the ability to take in new information, process it, and say, oh, I see there's something fishy here. This is why I have such a disdain for people like the Officer Tatum. All right, he's one of those who would just, this dude, he would better serve his community by strapping on some thigh-high boots, some mini shorts, and a halter top, and going out there on Figueroa Ave with the rest of the HFHs. The HFH is a whole floor higher. He's done it several times, right? And people have not called him out. Not anybody on a big platform that I've seen. Although I think he did an interview recently, the comments section was going crazy. So I think people are beginning to see it. Even the Hodge twins, they have done the same kind of thing in the past. So, they support cops. But listen, you got to support right and wrong. You can't just say you support this specific organization. No, did they do something right? All right, great. They did something bad. All right, they need to be penalized. I was talking about people protecting other people because of their position or the uniform they wear. That is out the door. And that's one of the things that if whoever becomes president, they need to do. All right, one of my favorite movies of all time is Hang 'em High. Plot is, if you haven't seen it, Clint Eastwood, one of my favorite actors also. Oh, by the way, he happens to be an old white man. Well, he is now. Back then he was a young guy. Now, obviously, this movie was made before my time. I didn't see it until I was probably late teens, and I enjoyed it because everybody got the rope or they got sent to meet their maker. Let's put it that way. All right, you have this group of do-gooders, right? Just came from someone's ranch. Unfortunately, the owner of the ranch and his wife have been unalived, right? That's what they say now for YouTube purposes, which is the stupidest thing, right? But they've been unalived, unfortunately. Cattle gone. There is this posse. They come upon the person of Clint Eastwood. he has cattle with the brand from the ranch where the people are at, gone. So his posse decides, okay, we're going to give him the rope, right? Take him to the hanging tree. He's like, hold on, wait a minute. Nope, you got the wrong guy. I have a bill of sale. I went over there. I purchased cattle fair and square. Here it is, right? They're already trying to put the rope on him, mind you. There's no questions asked. They're trying to string this guy up. Sure enough, they take a look at the bill of sale. One guy sees it, hands it over to another guy. He's like, listen, is this Johansson's mark? Guy's like, oh no, Johansson don't make no marks. He can write and read. Oh, that's all they needed to hear. They decide he gonna get the rope. Strangely enough, he's rescued, right? While he's hanging there, obviously gonna pass away. He's rescued, taken into custody. It gets worked out. The judge then gives him like $11 and some change. Like, here, this is for your trouble. He's like, this it? I was like, what you want? You're not about to go out there and take justice into your own hands, right? That's for me to do. Very determined about it. Long story short, the people that put him up on that rope, those do-gooders, all of them are now wanted by the court for attempted murder. Each and every one of them. Doesn't matter their position, their status. They're trying to do a good deed. You got the wrong guy. So regardless, you're going to have to see us here in court. And most likely you're going to get the rope. Because this man got a big scar on his neck from where y'all hung him at. He showed y'all the paperwork. Instead of trying a way to figure out to verify it, ask him, all right, what does this person look like exactly? What time were you there? But, ignorant people. So, they ain't ask all these questions. Yeah, let's just string them up. Those that didn't want to go in with him, pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew. One old dude actually took himself out on a rope. If you have time, check it out. Good movie. Hang 'em High. It's in black and white. Obviously, it's old film. But yeah, let justice be served, regardless of who it is, regardless of what position you hold. Yeah, you gotta get yours, like everybody else. That's how it's supposed to be. And that's all I'll say on that. Something else I wanted to speak on briefly is the whole situation with Diddy. Pause. From my perspective, right? This is my opinion. I think the young lady involved was complicit up to a point where she decided that this was a big payday. Because I don't know anybody that will stick around in that kind of situation and not try to get out as soon as possible. You know what I mean? We're talking about battered wife syndrome is one thing. That situation is a whole other animal. I mean, just the things that they talked about, I can't even relate them on YouTube. Is so crazy. Like, with other people, why you film it? Like, okay, porn stars do that. Yeah, we understand they get paid to do that, and a lot of them choose that lifestyle. But just in the privacy of your home with people off the street, who does that? Right? Nobody. Now here's the scary part. What about all these artists that were affiliated with him, quite closely, I might add, who over the years never once mentioned it? Did they not know? Did anybody know? I mean, somebody had to know. Right? Did Cassie tell anybody before this whole big thing came out? I don't know. Could it been, they say hurt people hurt people. I don't know what he went through to get to where he is in the industry, but my belief is that Diddy's low-hanging fruit. Pause. That's my belief. They usually don't take out the head of the snake. They take out, the tail, a little higher up and shave it, but they leave the head, right? A reptile, has the ability to grow its tail back. So there are others. I guarantee you there are others, probably worse perpetrators than him. In my mind, they are. I'm almost sure of it because um, the character of Jeffrey Epstein, I would put him on a higher level than Diddy. Now he's gone, right? For all intents and purposes, he's gone. But that book that he had with all them names in it, I guarantee you that there's people on that book that's higher up than Diddy, whether it be financially, politically, um, in terms of society. I am willing to bet there are members of high society on that list, which outrank Sean Diddy, Daddy, Brother Combs, whatever his name is, by miles. I'm positive of it. Absolutely positive. The amount of money just garnered from trafficking in this country alone tells me that there's people high above him. It's not him. There's other people. Yeah, he's obviously one of them, but they need to go way higher up that tree. Diddy's the, like if there's a tree filled with some sort of fruit, Diddy's the one that you could jump and grab. You not yet at the top of the tree though. You're still on the ground, jumping and grabbing. Yeah, you need to climb that tree all the way to the top. Pause. So that's my take on that. I would say right now the country is in a state of a sort of unrest. It is divided politically. It's divided religiously. It's divided not necessarily racially, but there are people that hold these biases. And I'll close with this. I just saw a video a few days ago um, of this white gentleman, big dude, not stocky, big dude, right? This dude is like the broadside of a barn, bless his heart. Uh, but he probably has an even bigger heart. This guy is out somewhere in the South. I believe it was Alabama. I don't want to misspeak. I believe it was Alabama. And he happens to be taking out these friends of his who are black, right? So he goes to this basically, some type of hole in the wall establishment, which we all have, right? You come to anybody's town that's a friend of yours. There's a place that they know that is not any sort of high society place, right? It might be some dive on the side of the road, side of the highway or something, where you tell them, listen, man, you go over here, they have the best such and such. So this was one of those situations. He was taking these black folk to this place, which he says has whatever, meal or thing that they're really going to love. This man takes these people there. As soon as they get in, they encounter this gentleman, or rather, I should say, he encounters this other gentleman who's also white, probably 20 or more years his senior, who brazenly pulls him to the side and asks him if he's going to entertain these niggas. Basically. Now, this big dude, whose name, unfortunately, I don't recall right now, but, if I did, I would shout him out. And even if I don't know his name, he happens upon his video, I want to shout him out because when people do things like that, you have to call them out. I mean, it may come to a point of, it could come to a point of violence, but if we're ever, and I say ever, to unify this country, people of that type of mindset, they have to know that they are outcasts completely and totally. So he asked the guy that question. The dude's like, what? These my friends, homeboy. What you talking about? Like, these, I'm not a tall guy. These are my folk. You know what I'm saying? These are my people. This woman is her son's birthday or whatever. He just turned 21, 22, something like that. He's taking them this place for them to go eat. And there he's accosted by this no good Neanderthal, inbred hillbilly some bitch, and he just spoils their whole evening. They have it recorded, which is, of course, why I saw it. And I was just like, damn, boy. I know a lot of people blame Trump for the rise in hostility or racism or prejudice, rather, from individuals. But I would say, in my humble opinion, you have to take accountability for your own actions, right? Because if he was responsible for it in that way, I would also say that, okay, so should I be walking around with an anti-white sentiment since his presidency? That if you extrapolate, that would make sense, right? By deductive reasoning, if he was responsible for a rise in racism, then me being the color I am and the skin that I'm in, I should now be walking around with an anti-white sentiment. Like, you know what? These white folks, man. These white folks, man. I don't fuck with them white folks like that. But I'm not. Two of my closest friends are white. We don't speak often because they're women. One of them is older than me. She's has big kids, married, lives upstate New York. One of them is younger than me. She happens to be Australian. Speak every now and again, like birthdays, New Year's. Anytime my kids have some sort of graduation or something, I post a picture. She'll comment and hit me up and tell me how much they've grown. Things like that. Like a friend would do. Mind you, here's to the point. I post these pictures on my social media, right? Of like the kids' graduation, blah blah. There are people that I know longer than her. This white friend of mine, this girl, who don't reach out and say anything or comment on the picture, and she will reach out and say, "Hey, Junior looks so big. Oh my God, that's Rosa. She's growing so fast. She's born just the other day. She was a tiny little thing." People can be selfish, inconsiderate, downright evil at times, right? You have to choose the people that you want to surround yourself with. Um, as I said, right now I'm on sort of a path of enlightenment. And I realize that the frequency that people operate on, you notice them in that negative frequency, bringing that negative energy to you. Everything is, a thumbs. You have to distance yourself from these people. I don't care if it's your own family. And you gotta let them know that, listen, man, you prejudice against black people in 2024, like, I can't mess with you. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Your mind is not. We don't need people like you. Because it's always gonna be us against them. That's how it's always gonna be in this person's mind. Like, it has to be a fight. It doesn't have to be. Workplaces all over this country has races of different people. I don't know the last time I've been at a job where everybody looked like me. I don't know the last time I've been at a job. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever been at a job where everybody looked like me. Right? Especially in this country, man. You go to a job place, there's Mexican, there's Asian, Filipino, obviously white folks, there's black folks, there are Hispanics, not to mention different countries. You got Puerto Ricans, you got Dominicans, you got Cubans, you got black Americans, you got people straight out the continent of Africa, you got people of European descent, right? You got Italians, Russians, right? And on the note of Russian, one of the best people that I worked with in my work life, my work history, was this Russian woman. She actually taught me like basic Russian. This woman took time out of her day during her lunch and would come sit with me and teach me Russian because we worked in a place that had a lot of Russian people. A lot of people were older, and she wanted me to know basically how to communicate with them. Right. So for all the people that down Russia and Russians because of Putin, let's not be so quick to be judgmental. Like I said, you have to treat people on an individual basis, right? Just don't be like judgmental. Oh, he's black, definitely a nigga. Nah. Oh, he's white, you gotta be racist as shit. Right? I don't got no black friends. And especially it's Russian. Oh boy. Ooh, you know what to say about Russians? You can't be like that. You never know the experience that you're missing out on just because you judge a person based on these characteristics. And I'll close with that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope you do. If you have not subscribed, please take the time out to do so. I don't know if my links are still up, my support links. It's been so long since I've been on YouTube, but I am back. I am going to try to take the time out to make the content. If you know me in my real life, most of the time that I spend off of here, I am busy being a parent. It's arguably one of the hardest jobs in the world. It's very time consuming, and I do it on my own. So, that means cooking, cleaning, washing dishes after the kids, doing things with them, whether it's board games, card games, dominoes, they want to play Roblox, they want to play PlayStation, go to the park, whatever it is. All these things take time. Um, my oldest son just turned 16 actually last month. He was in volleyball, so I had volleyball games to go through. Even during the time when I was writing, I had to make time to do these different things. But as I said, I'm back. I'm back. So I look forward to you subscribing. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it, leave me a comment, hit the thumbs up button before you get up out of here. All right. Peace.